Thank you for joining me on this adventure. Your presence means the world to me. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Eremita. We hope you find it enlightening. Eremita is the fourth studio album by Norwegian black metal musician Ihsahn. The album features guest appearances by several notable musicians, including Devin, Townsend, and Loomis of Nevermore. The album is Ihsahn's first solo outing since the conclusion of the conceptual trilogy encompassing his first three albums, The Adversary, angL, and After. Brace yourself for a deep dive into background as we explore its impact and relevance in our evolving narrative. Eremita featured a guest appearance by Devin Townsend. Previously, Ihsahn had guested on Townsend's album, Deconstruction. Jens Bobren, who mixed Deconstruction, was also tapped to mix Eremita. Ihsahn noted that, "Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on music and lyrics in the upcoming portion of this video." According to Matt Mills of Metal Hammer, the album screeched with discordant jazz before it was since bubbled away. Ihsahn said that Eremita was the product of an intentional contrast with After. He described After as a very desolate, bleak landscape. There were no signs of life in any of the lyrics, while, for Eremita, the atmosphere is much more introverted, much more paranoid and kind of schizophrenic. I tend to bring up many of the same themes, but lyrically it comes from a different perspective. According to Mills, metal's rarely as malleable as it is in this guy's hands. The title is Latin for hermit, which Ihsahn identified as a critical term in his intellectual and musical development. Continuing, Ihsahn elaborated on his connection to mythological hermits as follows. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze artwork from different angles and evaluate its significance. The album's sense of introversion, paranoia, and schizophrenia is represented in the album cover, with which Ihsahn's ongoing interest in Nietzsche turned to Nietzsche's mad final years. Nietzsche is represented in the cover, which features an upside-down image of his face from later in his life, when he was on the verge of insanity. As Ihsahn explained, Eremita is a reflective album that's filtered through the eyes of a madman. He elaborated upon the connection, explaining that there's an escapism to this album, there's a paranoia, a lot of issues that are dealt with, and these pictures of Nietzsche are from very close to when he tipped over into madness. In the next segment, we'll be exploring personnel and its implications for our subject matter. Ihsahn vocals, guitar, bass, keyboards, production. Additional musicians Tobias Ernst Anderson drums, Jogan Mungby saxophone, Loomis guest guitar solo on the Eagle and the Snake, Devin Townsend guest vocals on Introspection, Ina Solberg Lepras guest vocals on Arrival, Heidi South, Tveton guest vocals on Departure. Additional personnel Jens Bogren mixing at Fascination Street Studios in Rebro, Sweden. Ritti Oster's album artwork and packaging. I love interacting with my viewers, so leave me a comment and I'll do my best to respond.